And introducing his opponent.
Mankind is lost and weak. Once honor was all and clearly defined in man's courage to fight, no matter the challenge or cost. So to this arena comes Jeremiah, for he is the Gladiator, and he will fight for honor.
Making his way to the ring from the Diamond Islands, weighing in at 13 stones, Gladiator Jeremiah!
And the unsanctioned fight is underway. The legendary former Anarchy heavyweight champion Shadow Jackson, the only man who could probably keep this under control. Anarchy bears no responsibility. They're allowing these two men the forum to settle their score once and for all.
Yeah, and how fitting is it that Shadow Jackson would come to Fright Night to be the special referee for this unsanctioned match. It was 12 years ago at Fright Night. Shadow Mania was born. Shadow Jackson, as a member of the Urban Assault Squad, captured his first Anarchy championship in the tag team titles. And 12 years later, here he is, still a legend, still going strong here in the Landmark Arena.
We'll see exactly how involved he has to be. We know Team Tag is never far behind Wild Billy Buck. And one of the reasons that Shadow Jackson was appointed is he can handle himself in situations like that if things get a little hairy.
Shadow Jackson, as you well know, he's been part of war games. Shadow Jackson's been in matches like this. Shadow Jackson's been around fights like this all his life. There would be no other man that I'd want to see in this matchup than Shadow Jackson to keep a little law and order. Now, I know his relationship with Slim J. I know they're buddies, they're close. So he better not try to pull any monkey business.
Gladiator Jeremiah has the steel chair. Taking it into the throat of Billy Buck, measures Billy Buck, but Buck out of the way, and Jeremiah swings for the steel post.
It's also, bears repeating that 12 years ago, the birth of Shadow Mania took place, but it was 1 year ago, the death of Slim J takes place, and what we have now is Gladiator Jeremiah. That's what's led to all of this.
A much more aggressive and bloodthirsty individual over the former Slim J that we knew was could certainly turn it up when needed, but was more of a fun-loving guy. Since adopting this Gladiator persona, Jeremiah has been all business, and he is looking to put that business on the skull of Billy Buck.
And right now they're outside the ring here. Now, just to clarify a few things, like you said, Anarchy has washed their hands of all this. These men cannot hold Anarchy responsible for anything that happens in the confines of these four walls or those three ropes here this evening. It is unsanctioned. So, since there's no rules, they can do whatever they want to.
The Gladiator moonsaults off the guardrail! And here they come!
Once again, unsanctioned, completely legal. Oh, wait a minute. Shadow Jackson, tell them they can't do that, but not getting involved. It's because he is an official in this capacity.
Shadow Jackson still waiting to make his move here. But Gladiator Jeremiah seems to be doing just fine. All by himself, the Gladiator is going to the top. Corkscrew plancha!
Man, he almost touched the lights here of the landmark arena, the height. And you can hear the crowd here. They approve.
And the score is certainly with Billy Buck, but during the course of all of this, Kevin Blue and Chris Spectra have earned themselves a few ass whippings. So Gladiator Jeremiah certainly happy to oblige right here. German suplex onto Chris Spectra.
And Chris Spectra rolling out now. Here comes Kevin Blue. Oh, he went for Slim J. I'm sorry, Gladiator Jeremiah, excuse me.
Where this war all started was the feud between Kevin Blue and Jeremiah.
And right now, Kevin Blue. And he just went skull first, right into that chair that he had set up himself in the corner. And right now, grabbing the eye.
Gladiator kicks out. He went head first into that steel chair after dispatching of Team Tag all by himself.
And right now, Billy Buck. And I mean, the thing is, we've seen, you talk about Jeremiah's aggressiveness. Let's talk about Billy Buck's aggressiveness over the last year. Because Billy Buck was that fun-loving guy. He was the one that came out here and glad hand with the unwashed peons. But all of a sudden, that's completely changed. He's become a little bit more vicious. Oh, and look here. A lot of history between these two.
Shadow Jackson, one of the original trainers of Wild Billy Buck. So definitely a lot of disappointment coming from Shadow Jackson based on the actions of one Billy Buck.
Yeah, I know that these two were really close friends at one point. And right now, Billy Buck just stalking Jeremiah.
Wow, Billy Buck, beautiful suplex in the center of the ring. And the Gladiator kicks out.
And right now, Billy just has the hands right around the throat of Jeremiah, trying to choke him out.
Legal as a wrist lock in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Jackson is just there to maintain order. And I guess in a sense to make sure that this thing doesn't go too far because, I mean, both of these men, they got to think. There's life outside of Fright Night. Maybe not with each other, but there's championships to be won. There's matches to be had.
Well, Billy Buck has been saying he was done with Gladiator Jeremiah for months, but of course simultaneously kept screwing him over during that time period. So was he really done with him?
I think it's because Jeremiah was running his mouth. Sometimes when people run your mouth, you just got to deal with them. I don't like a loud mouth.
Clearly you don't. Kevin Blue, again choking Gladiator Jeremiah. Shadow Jackson trying to decide if he's going to get physically involved here.
And let's talk about the camaraderie here between Team Tag. Let's talk about, right there, throw first over the guardrail. Let's talk about that undying bond. I mean, we got to remember, Kevin Blue and Chris Spectra were just out here in a brutal ladder match. They're sucking up their wounds to show their support for their boy, Billy Buck. That's what you call friendship. That's Team Tag. That's awesome.
Billy Buck, side headlock applied.
You wanted this.
He said you wanted it.
Well, I wasn't opposed to it. I think they both wanted it.
So you're a fan of Team Tag. You want to see Jeremiah get his comeuppance too. That's what you just said.
Yeah, we'll see about all of that. But when the smoke clears, don't count out the Gladiator.
And right now, right into the side here, Gladiator Jeremiah getting his clock cleaned. Wild Billy Buck having some words here with the fans at ringside. I think that's the one thing that's really messed with my mind is when I left here, when I left Anarchy a couple of years ago, Billy Buck was a fan favorite. The fans loved him. He loved the fans. And then I come back to this alternate universe where Billy Buck is aggressive and he doesn't like these people, and I like Billy Buck.
Imagine that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Fans firmly behind the Gladiator here as Billy Buck continues administering the punishment. Throws Jeremiah in the ring, choking him out.
With that forearm, get the forearm wrapped right on the throat there. That could definitely do a lot of, damage to the esophagus.
It is an unsanctioned fight. It's got to be paining Shadow Jackson to not be able to step in here on things like the choke and other illegal maneuvers.
You know, but the thing is, don't put it past Shadow Jackson. Shadow Jackson understands this. Shadow Jackson, he's from the streets. He knows what it's like to do illegal things. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's hit a few liquor stores in his life. He's robbed a few old people. So he's not beyond, bending the rules.
Billy Buck charges. Gladiator Jeremiah counters, head scissors, using the ropes with an assist. Beautifully executed. Here comes the Gladiator.
Gladiator Jeremiah back on the offensive now. But Billy Buck able to reverse.
Textbook drop kick from Wild Billy Buck.
Wild Billy Buck, a multiple-time Anarchy heavyweight champion, has been Anarchy tag team champion, has done it all here in the Landmark Arena. But so has Gladiator Jeremiah. But right now, Billy Buck showing the dominance.
Still utilizing that chair. It has been a factor since the onset of this matchup.
Gladiator Jeremiah, we've talked about his injuries in the past. We've talked about the concussions. We talked about the neck injuries. And driving that chair right across the neck, right across that part of the shoulder blades is going to re-aggravate a lot of those old injuries. A very smart maneuver here by Billy Buck.
Oh, Billy Buck has been telling people, and you heard him earlier, make no mistake about it, he is trying to end the career of Gladiator Jeremiah in this matchup. He wants this thorn removed from his side.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Look at this, look at this. He pointed at Shadow Jackson and did the heart punch, sending a message to Shadow Jackson.
Heinous maneuver by Billy Buck. Rubbing it in the face of his mentor, refusing to go for the cover.
And right now, oh, wait a minute. You talked about, oh, wait a minute, he said this, buckshot right to the face, and that's what he's setting up for.
Like Babe Ruth, Billy Buck is calling his shot here. The ammo is in, he's cocked and loaded. No, Gladiator Jeremiah counters the buckshot. He's got him looked in the STF, the Moonalock.
And right now he has it hooked. Kevin Blue was coming in. Gladiator Jeremiah breaks up the hold. Here comes Chris Spectra.
Ducking the clothesline, double clothesline. Both men go down.
But Jeremiah's back up. Oh, both men go for cross bodies. And that might keep him down. You were talking earlier about Billy Buck. He wants to end the career of Gladiator Jeremiah. Now, while I welcome that notion, here's the other thing I got to tell Billy Buck. You can't do that. A lot of men have gone into that ring with those intentions. A lot of men have left that ring very disappointed. Gladiator Jeremiah is not going to lay down. I mean, he's going to take his last breath in that ring.
And if Billy Buck has anything to say about it, he will, but Jeremiah refuses to give up the fight. The Gladiator firing shots on to Billy Buck.
And right now, sizing his man up, big kick. Billy Buck still down on his feet.
Screwdriver on the rocks from the Gladiator.
And right now, Billy Buck may have just wanted to concentrate on winning this one.
Oh, Gladiator, nasty boot to the face. He's got Billy Buck hooked here. I don't know what that was, but Billy Buck kicked out.
Billy Buck kicked out at 2. He drove that knee. I mean, I don't know what to call it either, but it was like he drove the back of the head across his knee from the top rope.
Incredibly innovative offense from the Gladiator, a trademark of his for many years here at the Landmark Arena.
And he keeps us guessing here in the booth. We see things that we've never seen before with him.
Nagasateru by the Gladiator, but Buck catches him! Spine buster!
And has the legs hooked. This could be...
Oh-ho! Gladiator up at the last split second there. Now Billy Buck's going to argue the count with Shadow Jackson. And Kevin Blue in the ring! Air raid crash!
And now,
drops him!
And Billy Buck going for the cover. Didn't mean to cut you off there, Dan.
And the Gladiator kicks out!
I was going to say just a moment ago, when Billy Buck hit that spine buster, it was Shadow Jackson in the training that gave Billy Buck that spine buster, showed him how to do it, because we know Shadow Jackson has been a master of the spine buster, won the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship hitting the spine buster.
That he did. Irish whip reversal by the Gladiator. He charges Billy Buck, but Billy Buck ducks and sends him to the ring apron, but the Gladiator shoots a shoulder into the middle section, up to the top rope. Here comes Jeremiah, crash and burn, DDT!
With velocity there. Wait a minute, this could be it. 1, 2. Well, that was a 3. That was a 3. Shadow Jackson stopped. That was a 3.
The Gladiator was up in the last mid-second. And now Spectra drops him with a Fisherman's Buster. Can we get these two turns out of here already?
Why?
Now and the Gladiator kicks out again. He will not be defeated.
Yeah, no, he's not going to go down, but I mean, I want to know what your problem is with Team Tag being out here. It's completely legal. They have done nothing illegal in this matchup.
You're right about that.
And right now, look at Shadow Jackson looking. Billy Buck set up, looking to hit the buckshot. He was unable to hit it the last time, but this is a different situation. This could be all she wrote right here.
Going for the buckshot. No, the Gladiator out of the way. Short drop, neck breaker. And Team Tag just blatantly attacking in front of Shadow Jackson, and he has had enough.
Wait a minute, what's Shadow doing?
Making sure this is an even fight like it's supposed to be.
He can't put his hands on wrestlers. He's a referee.
It's an unsanctioned fight. Billy Buck super kick Shadow Jackson of all the low-down despicable acts.
It's legal. Oh, when Team Tag does it, it's bad. When Billy Buck does it, it's bad. But if Shadow Jackson hits somebody, it's great.
So it's an unsanctioned fight. If I pulled out a knife and stabbed you, would that be legal?
Did you just threaten to stab me?
Kevin Blue attacking Jeremiah.
And right
against Gary.
Yeah, and right now, that's the buckshot to the face that he promised. This could be it. Shadow Jackson's over there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, could he count any slower?
Well, you tried doing it after you've been super kicked in the face by Billy Buck. I don't want to hear it. The Gladiator kicking out at the last split second. He still has fight left in him. Calling on the power of the gods.
Well, right now we're calling on the power of Team Tag, and this is going to be all she wrote for Gladiator Jeremiah. Maybe he can be reborn again after this one.
Well, they're tying him to the ropes.
Sometimes you get what you get.
The Gladiator may be meeting a Roman end here.
That would be the most amazing thing ever. Burn him. Oh, wait a minute.
The Anarchy Superman is up. Shadow Jackson.
Hitting those jawbreakers on Team Tag. That's no way for a referee to act.
Shadow Jackson is simply making sure that things are even for the Gladiator, and all of Team Tag have put their hands on him.
Wait a minute. Shadowing up. Billy Buck. This is. Wait a minute.
The Gladiator breaks the shackles.
What? They needed. Oh, come on. Oh.
Your winner of the unsanctioned fight, Gladiator Jeremiah.
Like the mighty Hercules, the Gladiator broke the chains bounding him, placed on him by Team Tag. He and Shadow Jackson cleaned house, and he defeated Wild Billy Buck once and for all.
Yeah, you can say that if you want to, but would he have been able to do it had Shadow Jackson been the referee? Shadow Jackson distracted Billy Buck, gave Gladiator Jeremiah ample time to rest, to break the shackles, as you said. And now, Gladiator Jeremiah, an event 1 year in the making, walks out with a win over Billy Buck. I'm sick.
If it was a handicap match, they'd have still been outnumbered, and they still won. So Gladiator Jeremiah, soak up this moment, relish it, breathe it in and embrace it. Because you earned it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Gladiator and Shadow Jackson.